Hi everyone, and welcome to my video where we're going to be going over margins and padding. So let's go ahead and get started. So first, let's go ahead and create some divs. Div 1, div 2. Save that, refresh. Here we have some divs. So now let's assign these divs a class. So class my margin. Save that. Save that. Now let's do a class here of my margin. Save. So it's easier to see if we give the divs a background color. So let's just do blue. And let's give it a border. 1 pixel solid black. Now let's do red. Save. And let's do color white. All right. So here's our two divs. So the way that we implement a margin is by giving it the margin style. Now we say how many pixels we want the margin to be. So let's save that. And now as you can see, I have a margin of 10 pixels on the top, 10 pixels on the bottom, 10 pixels on the left, and 10 pixels on the right. Now what margin does is it pushes the element that has the margin away from other elements. So here you can see that the orange box there, when I highlight it, when I highlight this element, the orange box is the push of other elements. Now inside the orange box is the actual element itself. So everywhere from the border and within is the element. Everything outside, so the orange box, is not the element, and it's just spacing between the element and other elements around it. Now another way to implement margin is let's do margin top, and let's do 10 pixels. Save. And so now only the top has a margin. So there's top margin here and there's top margin here. Let's change this to 20. And you can see that now we have 20 and 20. And you could do the same thing for margin top and margin left, margin right, and margin bottom. I'm not going to go through all of them, but just so you know, they're there. And if you specify just margin, you can also shorthand it by doing margin 20 pixels. And then what this does is it gives it 20 pixels all around for the element that has this class. If you just wanted to do, top and bottom, let's do, so this is going to be top and bottom, and this is going to be left and right. So let's refresh. Here you can see that top and bottom have 20 pixel margin, and left and right have 0. And then you can also specify, 5 pixels and 5 pixels, for instance. And this is going to be, top is going to be 20 margin, right is going to be 0, bottom is going to be 5 pixels, and left is going to be 5. So let's refresh. And here you can see that we have our margin here. So let's make this a little more pronounced. So let's show this as an example. So 20 pixels, 0, 0. So right now the top has 20 pixels, 20 pixel margin. Let's change that to 0 and that to 20. Now the right has a 20 pixel margin. Now the bottom has a 20 pixel margin. And now the left has a 20 pixel margin. Now that we have gone over that, let's demonstrate padding. So I'm just going to create a new class here called my padding. Save that, and let's give this my padding class. All right, so for padding, so we know that with margin, it pushes other elements away from the element that we're doing the margin setting for, right? With padding, what that does is it pushes the content of this div away from the div itself. So for instance, the way that we give padding is like this, 5 pixels. So here you can see that the content of this div got pushed away from the actual border of this element by 5 pixels. So same thing here with the padding. We can specify, padding right, and then the pixel amount, padding left, etc. We can do the same thing that we did here. So for the top and bottom, we want 5 pixels and for the left and right, let's say we want 0. So now we have a little padding on the top and bottom, and no padding on the left and right. So anyway, that is it for this video. I hope you guys learned something new about margins and padding. If you guys did, please hit the thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. All right, everyone, have a good rest of your day. Thanks.